my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dani and this is Coffee Break with Dani. Before we get into the video, I would like to remind you that if you guys love this type of content, if you like me, if you liked the video, if you like Wesley sprawled out back there in the background with no common decency for how he should be laying while he's on camera being taped, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. Like this video. You know what? Just out of principle, y'all should like this video because I have one lady that doesn't know how to lay on a bed, and then I have one gentleman that doesn't know how to lay on his bed. I'm doing the best I can. It's been our first full week of distance learning and I'm running on fumes. This video is a miracle. The fact that my brows are slightly symmetrical is a miracle. So if you want to see how I got this look and play with new makeup products, because that's what we're doing. We use a ton of new makeup. All you have to do is keep on watching. And if you don't have time to waste on watching this entire video, you want to check the description box below because I'm going to put these little stars next to products that I think you guys need to run out and get because they're kind of awesome. Playing with makeup, you guys, is so much fun. Anyway, enough of this and more of this. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So, first things first, I need my drink. This is not a Truly or a White Claw or a Bud Light. Well, I wish it was. It is not. Little old me thought it would be a great idea to clean my entire house from top to bottom, bathrooms, bedrooms, bedding, everything by myself yesterday in like 2 or 3 hours. So today, my body is being kind enough to remind me how old I am. And who do I think I am? I am so sore. It's pathetic. Sorry, let me say that again. I didn't get the strong enough effect. Seriously? I'm having a moment right now. My moment with my pandas about how your mom is an old lady. But you're more important. Because the ponytail is back. I got it. All right, come here. And then what? Nothing. As per usual. Do you want to just sit? If you sit here, can you sit still? You're not in frame. That might offend you.
Hey, listen up. This is the Sapphire Beauty Blender. It's the best one. Not like I need makeup. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's the best sponge of all the colors.
You're humiliated. Is your mom embarrassing you? You know I love you, right?
I do. You're my angel face.
You're my princess. A ver, siéntate pues. Siéntate bien, así como princesita. Como un angelito perfecto, sí. Siéntate bien como el angelito perfecto que eres. Ajá. This is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. Do you approve? No? All right. So, yeah, my body was like, I'm sorry, who do you think you are? Do you think you're 20 again? So today I'm super sore and I'm not sleepy. I'm just tired. You know that difference? If I was sleepy, being sleepy is the worst. Being sleepy reminds me of like my first trimesters. I would fall asleep standing up. Being sleepy is terrible, but I'm just tired today. And it's weird to be tired because when you're in a permanent state of tired and then being shocked at how tired you are, you're like, oh wow, I can actually get more tired. That's wonderful. Anyway, Sophia was right. The Sapphire Beauty Blender, it was limited edition. It was limited edition a couple years ago and they just brought it back for a limited time only. Whatever, Beauty Blender. They brought it back for a limited time only. And listen, you guys, you don't need to fight me on this, but the fact of the matter is that not all beauty blenders are created equal. It probably is the same material, but it definitely varies in performance and in pore size when the color is different. I took the Thrive Causemetics Buildable Blur. You know, Sophia, getting ready with you in my lap is gonna take me 3 times as long than it normally does. I really wish I had gone and gotten a lighter shade of this product because it's one of my favorites in terms of formula, like one and done replacing type favorite, like it's that good. But the color match isn't there right now, and because I'm not doing anything extravagant today, and I like the product, I was like, you know what, let's mix it up and use a favorite, even though it's not the exact color match. So today we're gonna use a couple of new products. I kind of just want to play with makeup with you guys. So if we end up messing up the look, it's no big deal because we're just playing with makeup. But you guys have been so sweet with all the wedding posting that I've been doing, like my wedding makeup and the wedding dress and all that stuff. You guys have been so positive and encouraging and supportive, which I totally love. You know, ultimately, when someone has a YouTube channel, yeah, they can post whatever the heck they want because it's their channel. But ultimately, this is where I'm going with this, ultimately you want to produce content that people want to see. And if it's something that is that private and that personal and it's well received, it really feels nice, you know, because it kind of brings it full circle to the fact that, yeah, we really do have a relationship with each other. And I know that it sounds ridiculous. Like, you're just the stranger on the internet. I'm like, yeah, but you guys have given me purpose. The reason that my channel is where it's at is because you guys gave me purpose when I was in a very not happy place in my life. And now we can say that I've kept you guys company in so many situations. I've gotten so many comments that are like, oh, I watched your videos, you know, while I was in labor with my baby. Or you keep me company while I nurse my baby at, you know, 2 in the morning. Or you help me study through my finals, you know, and you're in college. Oh, I started watching you when I was in high school and now I'm graduating college. What? I've been on here way too long. But it's just that relationship that has been through so many seasons, and me sharing that kind of stuff feels nice that it is received so kindly, because some people don't care. And I have gotten the few comments here or there that are like, okay, enough about it already, talk about lipstick instead. And I'm like, well, there's other places you can learn about lipstick. Man, I forgot how much I like this thing. I wish it was the exact color though. I'll just wear a turtleneck, it's no big deal. You guys, I am so uncomfortable right now doing my makeup with a poodle in my lap, but she is actually super happy. Oye, estás a gusto ahí, te vas a caer. Cosa de mi vida, perfecta. Una cosa perfecta, mira, una cosa muy perfecta. Tú, sí, eres mi cosa perfecta. A ver tu carita. A ver tu carita. Ay, eres un angelito perfecto. Sí, eres un angelito perfecto. Pero te voy a tener que bajar, ¿ok? Porque mami tiene que trabajar. All right, I think we filled her love tank. I think she can move on. All right, so playing with makeup. The next one we're gonna play with is these new concealers that I got from Beauty Blender. I didn't even know I was on their PR list. I didn't know I was on their PR list, but they sent me 3 shades of the Beauty Blender Airbrush Liquid Whip Concealer. Long wear, weightless, full coverage, brightens and hydrates. Use the doe foot applicator to directly target concerns, then buff out with a damp beauty blender. Use best on moisturized skin. All right, so I'm gonna start with medium nude. It's the lightest shade of the 3 they sent me. You know, sometimes the internet makes me look a lot more tan than I actually am, so when they try, oh, how cute! It's like a baby beauty blender. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? I hope it's not drying. Ooh, it feels really cold. Oh man, it feels super cold. And it's supposed to be full coverage. It does look and feel whipped, which is so bizarre. Do you guys remember when whipped products were like all the rage in like, I don't know, around 2012 or 13? Whipped products, man. Whipped products were where it was at. Bouncy, moussey, whipped stuff. It was like, what is this science? That is really cool. Look at the packaging. Isn't that pretty? I'm a sucker for pretty packaging. You know, you could do better. If your packaging isn't pretty, you can do better. So it says to use the doe foot applicator, and then it says to use a damp beauty blender, which we already have here on hand. Oh my gosh, this concealer is nice. I could probably go 1 shade deeper, which, don't worry guys, we're in luck. We have another one. They also sent, okay, the one that I used is 2.5 medium nude, neutral. And then they also sent 3.2 and 3.3. So next time we get ready, I'll use a different one of these colors. This one I think is gonna give me the Instagram under eye. You know what I'm talking about? We've talked about it before. And I always have to do a disclaimer because I'm like, look, listen. You can do whatever kind of makeup you want on your face. You can. And if you want to do super big lashes, you can do that too. And if you want to do fake nails, you can do that too. And whatever you decide to do that is not on my body, it's none of my business. But if we were talking about hot takes or stuff that I don't prefer or that I don't like and that I think is a trend that needs to stop, you know, everyone has an opinion, then I'm going to share. And that would be the under eye that is too light. When your under eye is 2 to 3 shades too lighter than your skin tone, it's not a good look. Like, I'm looking at myself in normal light over here without any of the fake lighting. I have a big mirror. Not a good look. I don't like it. I don't think it looks nice. You know, the whole point of highlighting your under eye, it should be half a shade lighter than your skin tone. That's it. Just half a shade. You want it to look like the light is illuminating your skin, not like you got the wrong shade of concealer. You know what I mean? All right, so moving on to the same powder I always use, although I'm a fan of this concealer. That's definitely gonna be my favorites. I'm gonna see how it performs throughout the day, but first impression is nice. I like it. Good job, Beauty Blender. I haven't tried any Beauty Blender products that aren't the sponge and the cleanser. So they have foundation. What else do they have? Is that it? I'm like, they have foundation, they have maybe just concealer. I'm pretty sure they're expanding their line, but oh, you know what? I saw a video this morning on Leanne Says' channel, and it was on 15 products I no longer buy, and I was so inspired. I was like, actually, that's a great topic for video to do. I feel like video topics right now are super stale. Can you guys see that big breakout on my chin? Pretend you don't. Maskne all the way, you guys. I'm trying this new skincare from Bliss. So Bliss hired me to talk about, and this is just kind of like a behind the scenes, me sharing with you guys like this side of the business. So Bliss hired me to go to an Ulta store and buy a new product and tell you guys about it. They didn't hire me to have the opinion of, I've used this product and I like it and I think you should buy it. No, they hired me and said, hey, can you bring awareness that Ulta carries this new line of our brand? And I was like, yeah, of course. I was like, but let me learn more about the product first. And so when I learned what the product was all about, and I've been suffering with these heinous breakouts on my chins, my chins, because I have a double chin. No, when I've been suffering from maskne, and the maskne, you guys, starts on the high points of my cheekbones, where I put my highlighter, and all the way down to my jawline, exactly where my mask is. Okay, coincidence? I think not. So I learned a little bit about the product. I saw the brief they sent me about, you know, the claims and stuff like that, and I was like, this is actually a product that I would be curious to try without getting paid to talk about it. You know what I mean? So I bought it, and I've been using it for a week, you guys. Holy crap. I told you guys in that story that I was gonna update you guys. The first 2 or 3 days that I used it, my face hated me. I mean, it was like boom, 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 breakouts everywhere. My face was detoxifying. Now I have one breakout here and one right here, and they're brand new. So those are probably because I've been eating garbage. But that stuff is freaking magic. I'm looking at my skin now, and one of the claims is that it purifies pores and shrinks them in size. Now, I'm not a big fan of claiming you shrink pores because I think that's not very easy to do without like cosmetic treatments, but visually, like video, picture, looking at myself in the mirror, it does give the illusion that my pore size is smaller. So I'm like, Bliss, you might be onto something. All right, you guys, I'm gonna jump off camera and I'm gonna do brows. And I haven't decided which palette I wanna use, but I have 2 in front of me that I wanna try, and they're both from ColourPop. You guys, do I ever lie to you? First of all, I'm back. Second of all, here's my drink. So if you guys haven't tried these, I got these on a whim at Target. They're like $2 or $3 a piece. And the reason that I got them, I'm not a fan of energy drinks. Okay, I do not believe in energy drinks. I don't think they're good for you. If you drink them, whatever. I drink 2 cups of coffee a day, you know? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the expert over here, but they're very bad for you. So I don't like them. I had my Red Bull and vodka phase in my youth. I think the biggest reason for me is that an energy drink doesn't actually perk me up. It doesn't wake me up. It doesn't work for me, an energy drink. And so I'm like putting something harmful into my body that isn't doing what it claims to do. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work for people. It just doesn't work on me. It doesn't wake me up. I was thinking about using this palette, but I think it's a little too soft. I want to do something a little different. This is the ColourPop Land Candy Castle palette. Look how cute that is. Beautiful neutral shades in there too, but I'm like, maybe I want to do something else. Let's see the other palette that I have that's ColourPop. So anyway, I just tend to ignore energy drinks because I'm like, I don't want to eat something really bad for me that isn't going to do what it's supposed to do. Now, hot Cheetos on the other, I'll eat that. This is the Little Ray of Sunshine palette. I got this yesterday and I thought, all right, let's see what it looks like. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? It kind of reminds me of that yellow palette though. That one I really liked. You remember that this is all mattes too. So that's really cool. And then I have one more that I haven't actually opened. So we can open it together. This is the Wild Nothing. You know, I fell off the ColourPop PR list for a very long time. Like, they completely took me off their list. And I don't know if they got a new PR team or what happened, but I'm starting to get every single collection, every item in the collection. And it's kind of cool, but at the same time, you guys know ColourPop releases collections every like 30 seconds. Ooh, I might go with this one. Yeah, they release collections every like 30 seconds. And now that they're at Target, I would think they stop sending PR because they're not gonna need it anymore if they're at Target. But who knows? Anyway, I'm grateful that they still remember who I am. So what I'm getting at is I decided to try this on a whim because I was like, okay, no sugar, no preservatives, 100% natural. Let's see what you're all about and see if you actually work. They're super tasty. I mean, they are delicious. Costco also has them in multi-packs and they have like a berry flavor and orange flavor. The orange flavor tastes like Tang. It is bomb, you guys. I love it. Anyway, the point of all of that is to say I really like them. I don't consider it an energy drink. It doesn't like wire me, but it does give me a little boost of focus, if that makes sense. So I don't want to mislead you guys. It's not going to give you that like amphetamine hit. But it is going to perk you up a little. It's going to make your eyes a little glossy. All right, y'all, we're going to go in with flat shader brush. You could probably guess which color. This top one right here, it's called Crystal Cove. Do you guys want me to bring you in? I really don't want to because I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. All we're doing is doing our makeup together. Getting our makeup together. What am I talking about? All we're doing is doing our makeup together. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about something real. Like, let's talk about something serious. So I posted a vlog yesterday where I talk about in vague detail that even though Parker and I are married, we're still not living together. Now, he has his daughters 50% of the time. I have my sons 50% of the time. But our 4 kids are all on different schedules. So it's hard to, like, our kid schedules don't line up. And it's fine because it really gives us that liberty to spend quality time with just the boys, quality time with just the girls. And, oh, wow, that's highlighted. And quality time between the 4 of them when they see each other, which is about twice a month. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with, oh, so many choices. Let's go in with this one. That's a real pretty peach. And a big fluffy blending brush. When Parker doesn't have his girls, which is 1 week at a time, he is here with us. And when he does, he's over on the other side of town with the girls. It happened because life happens, but for now, even though we are married, it's kind of our dynamic right now. It's kind of what works for us right now. Because we are in the process of buying a home, it just doesn't make sense to move again and then move again and then move again. You know what I mean? Like, it's too many moves. There's kids involved. If it was just he and I, I'd be like, we'd be breaking leases left and right and buying a whatever house we wanted without consideration of how many bedrooms we needed, you know, and all that stuff. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing it up is because it made me really think deeply on the dynamics of interpersonal relationships, right? So personal relationships, interpersonal relationships, relationships with people that are intimate in your life, like your kids, your parents, your relatives, like real people, not just your coworker, like your spouse. And I was like, you know, so many people have opinions on others' interpersonal relationships that really doesn't affect them in any way. And I understand that, like, morbid curiosity, like for me, I share with you guys what's going on. And so clearly you guys get this morbid curiosity and really want an update on what's happening. And so I would be a fool to get upset when people ask me about my living dynamic or situation, right? Because I put it out there. The point of that is to say, I need you guys to share with us maybe something that is viewed as not normal, not traditional, not customary, not what you would expect, that you've seen, that you are a part of, that your family is going through. For example, growing up, both sets of grandparents of mine had very weird living arrangements. And we grew up with it, so we just thought it was normal. And now that I'm married and living in this weird situation or weird dynamic, rather non-traditional dynamic, I'm like, wait a second. My grandparent, one set of my grandparents, for their entire marriage, had separate beds. Same bedroom, but separate beds. My other set of grandparents had separate beds in separate bedrooms. Albeit they were in the same house, but they had separate bedrooms, separate beds. And, you know, you go down this hyper-focus thought process. And I have a relative of mine, an uncle, that lives as if he's married. He calls her his wife, and they never actually got married. They've never been married. So it makes me wonder, are all these people, were they subjected to criticism like I've been? Were they subjected to disapproval or questions, you know, comments, opinions like I've been? It bothers me sometimes. Most of the time it doesn't. I've become very comfortable accepting, let's go with this one here. I've become very comfortable accepting that this just comes with this job that I have. So it's totally fine. Sometimes it bothers me, like on times where I really miss Parker and I wish he was home, or if I've had a stressful week and he's on he's on his week with his kids. It bothers me a lot if I get a comment that is out of place, you know. It just makes me want to be like, well, it's none of your business. But it's like, well, I've made it your business. Yeah, I want you guys to tell me in the comments. We're gonna have a very grown-up conversation, a very mature conversation where you guys tell us. You're basically airing out people's laundry. It could be your own, that's fine too. Where there are interesting, unique, non-traditional family dynamics that you've seen and they work. For example, I have a cousin that is like military wife all the time. Like, she dated military before she got married, and her whole life was military and being away, you know, boyfriend or her husband at the time always being away. She was always alone is what I'm getting at. And for us in San Diego, it's very common because it's a very big military city. Huge military city. I mean, Marine, Navy, Army, even Border Patrol. I know that's not military, but you know, it's kind of. And so San Diego is huge for that. And so you meet a ton of women that basically raise their kids alone most of the time, spend Christmases alone most of the time. And, you know, people very close to me had very, very, very strong opinions about that. There were times where I would meet gentlemen, you know, when I was still single and dating, and my mom was like, nope, absolutely not. What, do you want to live your whole life alone? Is that what you want? You want to be alone? Then don't get married. If you want to be alone, don't get married, because then you're going to have kids and then you're going to be alone. And then, you know, he's going to cheat and he's going to be here and he's going to be doing this. And he's, you know, you're giving him freedom basically. And so it was this very strong opinion. And I'm like, literally just gave out my phone number. Yeah, share with us in the comments if you have a unique or non-traditional family dynamic. Here's a perfect example. We got so much crap about this. When I was married the first time, My ex lost his job in San Diego and he had to move to Dallas, which is what brought me to Dallas. We lived separately for a year. I was in California, he was in Texas, and for an entire year, our first year of marriage, we lived separately in 2 homes. We were married. So why does this happen to me? I just realized, I was like, is this what I look for? Freedom? Oh my God, I am a Sagittarius. We're gonna take this metallic peach and we're gonna pop that onto the lid. I didn't realize, that is so funny. I just realized that on camera with you guys. So it's recorded, live action, my realization that this happens to me quite often. Only in my serious relationships, so it's fine. It's funny now that, you know, we're married, I noticed how loosely I would talk about when I was dating and how loosely I would talk about, you know, my ex-husband, how loosely I would bring that stuff up, you know, and now that I'm married, it seems a little, not disrespectful, but it's like, well, you're married now, like that life is behind you. You don't have to worry about that stress anymore. The stress of being single and dating. But so many of you guys are still single and dating or going through a divorce or have been through a divorce and are casually looking into dating again. And you look to me for advice. So I'm invested, y'all. I'm hella invested in your dating life. So now I'm gonna be that friend that's like, can I swipe for you? Can I look at your app? I wanna swipe for you. Here, give me your app, give me your app. I'm gonna find you some love. Put that in my hands. Someone left me a comment and said, what was the thing on Parker's Match profile that inspired me to actually reach out? And it's funny because the one thing that inspired me to reach out was the one thing that made me ignore him the first time. He claims I ghosted him, but listen, we connected once a couple months before we actually met, and he was boring, you guys. He took forever to answer, and he never asked me for my phone number. It was like, ugh, are you even trying? Are you? Like, are you even trying? Okay, I'm happy with my look, but I don't love it. I like it, but I don't love it. I'm gonna go in with this dark chocolate brown. I'm gonna deepen this situation over here. I'm concerned that it'll get rid of some of my sparkles, which you never want to get rid of the sparkles. So yeah, you guys, let's normalize this conversation of non-traditional families. It's one of those situations where if it's something good, it won't last. If it's something bad, it won't last. Like nothing in this life is forever. Nothing is permanent. Nothing lasts forever. So I already know what's on the other side of this season for us. You know, I already know what's on the other side of this dynamic, this temporary dynamic. And that's all 6 of us living together. And that's all 6 of us living together sometimes because our poor kids get shuffled back and forth between bio parents' homes, you know? And so it's just one of those things where to me it feels acceptable for now because it's temporary. And even if it wasn't temporary, you know, even if we had separate homes or if you have separate homes and that's something that works out for you, it's like, what business is it of mine? How does it affect me in any way? You know, if someone were to ask me for my opinion, like, hey, you know, we're thinking about doing this. What do you think? Then I'll feel more invested in creating an opinion about the subject. But if it's none of my business, even if it was like a close relative of mine, if it's none of my business, I'm like, does it make you happy? Okay, that's all that matters, you know? Man, I'm so sad that e.l.f. discontinued these brushes. When they went completely synthetic on their brush collection, they got rid of this, and this was the best flat shader brush on the planet. You guys, it's a $1 brush. It went through several changes. The original one was the best. Then they changed it and they made it very weak, like the glue was really crappy and the brush would fall apart. And then right after that is when they went fully synthetic and they just got rid of the design completely. But this brush, man, this brush is at least 10 years old. I'm like showing it to you guys proudly, like it's a baby. We're gonna go in with just a beautiful teal eyeliner And I'm gonna put that on the waterline and the lower lash line as well. I'm gonna try my best not to poke my eye. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna sharpen it just a little so that the tip isn't so hard. You know when you don't use your makeup often, the tip gets a little dried out? I hate saying the tip, by the way. It makes me very uncomfortable. So you guys, we finished our first official week of distance learning. Oh my gosh. I can see why people day drink. It was so hard. It reminded me about all those times where I would have 6 minutes in between each period when I was teaching. I would have 6 minutes and I'd go to the back of the classroom. So I had my desk at the front of the classroom, but my office was in the back of the classroom. So I had 6 minutes between my next round of students showed up. So I'd go sit on my desk in my chair and I would just be like, you know when you just stare empty into just the abyss? Like, God, why is this my life? But it's funny because it's such a conflicting feeling. It's something that makes you feel so wonderful and so fulfilled, but is also such a brain. It is so exhausting. And I'm certainly not trying to say that I am taking my boys' teachers' jobs. While I do think I should be getting paid, let's be honest. But you know, they're doing their part. They're doing their visual lessons and they're logging into their Zooms. But I mean, my kids are 8 and 5. If I don't set an alarm on my phone, they're not gonna be like, hey mom, it's 12:45. I'm gonna go log into my Zoom. No, they're not gonna do that. So that's just half of the day of the Zooms they need to do. That's just half. Okay, so I am not saying I am doing the teacher's job. I am not taking credit for doing the teacher's job. I am not invalidating the hard work that these teachers are doing. However, I am having to do a ton on my own at home while I should be working. So anyway, we finished our first official week, and I was like, can I pour vodka in here? Guys, now we're gonna take this little green shade here. It's not the same kind of green as I put on my lashes or on my lower lash line. It's a completely different kind, but I'm hoping that they'll marry well together. Or not. Who knows? We're not professionals here. Now I'm just getting glitter all over my face. Great, good times, good times. You know what? It's going in theme with 2020, so it's fine. It's totally fine. Now it looks like it's silver. Wow! Now I gotta put it on this side, even though I know I'm not gonna like it, just so that it matches. Oh man. Don't you hate that when you're like, wow, this is looking good, and then you do something and you screw it all up? Exhibit A. That is what we just did. All right. Let's do something. Gosh, what did I do? This is one of those situations where I have to know when to excuse myself. Now is that moment. I'm gonna go do my mascara. I'm gonna leave my eyes alone and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, we're gonna just pretend my eyes aren't red right now and that I don't have mascara smudges all over my lashes. You're looking at them now, aren't you? Just take it all in. I'm letting the mascara dry so then I can go in and kind of clean stuff up. But in the meantime, we are going to define our face. And I'm too lazy to get up and get a different bronzer from the one I've used most recently, so we're gonna use it again. We are gonna go in with Charlotte Tilbury's Bronze and Glow, which I'm almost due for a refill. We're just gonna pop a little definition here. So I told you guys, I'm like, oh, I'm so disappointed because Rockateur is my favorite blush, but it's not cruelty-free. Benefit, you're the worst, you know? And I hit pan and it's basically dead. You know, if I don't get in there like really aggressively, it's really hard to get the product out, and this is the last of it before it's gone forever, you know? So anyway, one of you guys said that Antonyn Cosmetics has a very similar shade, and it is one of those green beauty brands, cruelty-free type of brands. Although I do have to say, I do have to admit, y'all, I'm out of breath and I haven't even gotten up. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. It's probably this. Oh yeah, it's $45. It's a $45 blush. That's kind of offensive, isn't it? So this is what the box looks like. When you open it up, y'all, you're gonna be so impressed. It comes in a bamboo box. That's like actual bamboo. Isn't that pretty? This is the shade Lily. Oh, look at that. Gonna go in with my favorite blush brush ever. And these blushes are called baked highlighting blushes. So whoever recommended this, when I saw the name, like the official name of this product, I was like, heck yeah, because that's why I like Rockateur, because it's very glowy. Ah, y'all never steer me wrong. Look at that. That does look like Benefit's Rockateur. Holy crap, good job, guys. My teacher voice came out. Good job, guys. Man, I've been doing it. You guys, I've been doing distance learning. I'm gonna get the middle vein in my forehead. It's definitely not as glowy. So it doesn't have so much of that sheen. You know, you're offensive right now. It doesn't have so much of that glow that Rockateur. Is anyone else witnessing this? The position of my lewd Westie, legs up in the air. He's alive, I promise. The shade is spot on, and it does have some glow to it, just not as much. I love you guys. Fist bump, good looking out, love that. So Antonyn Cosmetics, the shade Highlighting Blush in Lily. And then we're gonna go in with my highlighting brush, and let's do a pink. Let's do Laura Geller Charming Pink. We haven't done a pink highlighter in a bit. Although this might be a bad idea just because we got some warm shades happening. Usually with pink highlighters, they tend to lean cool. So, was this a good idea? I don't know. You guys, my highlighted tip of my nose on my wedding makeup tutorial was very offensive to some of you. So I do apologize extensively if I highlighted my nose too much on my wedding video. I'm the sister you never asked for. All right, for lips, we are gonna go in with, I don't believe I have this. These lip liners from Buxom are so awesome. When they go on sale at Ulta during 21 Days of Beauty, they're usually like 50% off. They're stock up, you guys. I love that they're so chubby. We're gonna go in with the shade Hush Hush because look at that. Isn't that perfect? Isn't that lovely? Oh, so pretty. But I think I want to add a gloss. What do you guys think? I think we need to add a gloss because I think I'm so over the matte lip. This is the tinted lip oil in the shade Nude Kiss, and I think this might be really nice on top. Although it doesn't have sparkles. But I already have sparkles on my eyes, and I have the accidental sparkles on the bottom. So should we just, I'm scared. Let's just do it. Ready? Leslie's terrified back there. Do you see? Just absolutely mortified. Oh no. This is awesome. I think this might replace my dip from Kosas. But I think this is like $2 and the Kosas one is like $25. I think that's a good oh no. Oh man. All right, you guys, that is it for this Get Ready With Me. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions on the makeup products that I used or the shirt that I'm wearing or my necklace or any of that stuff, it is always listed in the description box below. But don't forget, you guys have homework. If you guys know or have or are participating in or are in a unique, non-traditional family dynamic, let us know in the comment section below. Let's start a conversation, you guys, because I think that oftentimes when we are put in these situations, when we volunteer to be put in these situations, when we agree to be put in these situations, we do go through a process of feeling uncomfortable with judgment, maybe feeling stressed out, and it does kind of wear on us. It takes a while for that dynamic to feel normal because of so much external criticism. So if you guys can share with us or maybe make this world feel a little bit smaller, that would be absolutely wonderful because I've normalized my situation, but you might still be in that uncomfortable zone where it feels kind of yucky, and that's not a nice place to be. So if we can make this world feel a little friendlier, a little smaller, and a little closer together, why not take advantage? Anyway, you guys, I love you so much, and you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, and learned something, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and like this video. And I think that's it. I totally changed my outro, and I think I'm okay with it. This coffee break is over. Bye, y'all.